Shame, that feeling that society tells us to avoid. Don't shame other people and don't let other people shame you. Stop the shame.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
And for a lot of people, that may actually be good advice, but not so fast. What if shame isn't something that we should actually avoid all the time?
What do you mean by that?
What if shame is actually something that can be beneficial to you and society as a whole? What if shame is cooler than you thought? All right, cool might be a little bit of a reach, but let's just talk about it. Welcome to my channel where we explore conversations that help us to become better versions of ourselves. Today, we are talking about why shame might actually be good for you. And I'm talking about home cooked food good. I'll take another helping of shame, please. But before we get started, you should feel deep shame if you haven't hit the like button yet, and subscribe if you want to stick around for more conversations like this one. Now, when I say the word shame, there's probably a multitude of definitions that you guys could be thinking about. So let's narrow it down to this one. Shame is the painful emotion caused by a deep sense of guilt, unworthiness, or dishonor. Kind of like when I confidently wave at someone just to realize that they're actually waving at the person behind me. And honestly, that's not just shame. That's your entire soul leaving your body in the moment. And not all shame is created equal. There's a difference between shame that says, I made a mistake, I'm going to reflect on that mistake, and then I'm going to learn from it and move on. And then the shame that says, I made a mistake because I'm worthless, I'm a terrible person, and I'll always be this way. So how does shame fit into our culture? Well, typically, in speaking culturally, here in the US, we tend to claim that we reject shame. We say things like shaming is bad. You shouldn't shame others. You shouldn't receive the shame. We just don't want to do shame. And we do this because we value individualism and self-expression and everybody having the right to pursue their own kind of happiness. And shame poses a threat to that freedom, to that happiness, to that mental well-being. But if we are going to keep it real, if we are going to keep it a buck, we love shame. I mean, really think about it. We literally are the inventors of cancel culture. If a famous person even sneezes the wrong way, cancel. Okay, so we just gonna spread germs now. That's what we doing, huh? Unfollow. Side note, does anybody really get canceled?
Cancel this guy?
Or even think about politics. People on opposite sides will shame each other day after day after day, and they'll do it for years. Seems productive. We will shame anyone who disagrees with us or believes differently from us in a heartbeat, especially on the internet. I mean, one bad opinion posted online and we all become the shame avengers. Assemble! And we will base the righteousness of said shame on personal morals and beliefs. So what I'm saying here is that we can be very hypocritical about shame and shame culture. But the truth is, when it comes to shame, there's good and there's bad that comes with it. And before we talk about why shame can be good for us, let's talk about the bad side of shame. Shame is something a lot of us humans tend to have a bad relationship with. And a lot of us have been hurt by shame, especially when it comes from others. It impacts our self-worth. And this is where we start to see ourselves through a negative lens. And it can turn, I did something bad, into I am bad. I am a bad person. I am ugly. I am not smart. My YouTube videos suck.
Oh, I guess I'm a loser. Too far!
It can also encourage people to hide or shy away from positive change. It's the reason people lie or become defensive or try to avoid accountability at all costs. Another thing that shame can do, and I've actually experienced this myself, is that it will keep you trapped in your past, even after resolution. You've learned from your mistake. You've apologized for your mistake. You've made things right after your mistake, but shame keeps you in this mental space where you're reliving the moment and you're just constantly beating yourself up because you messed up. And this is unfortunate, but it can also be used as a tool of abuse through things like family and religion and certain cultural groups. And you see a lot of this on social media where people try to shame other people for things that might not even be necessarily wrong, but because this group doesn't like it, we use shame as a way to bring people down. And it can be self-fulfilling, where we start to believe the negative thing that we've been thinking about ourselves. If you think that you are a terrible person, and there's absolutely no way that you can change, well, then you start to lean into becoming that terrible person for real. So yes, shame can have a negative impact on us, but this doesn't make shame exclusively bad. So let's talk about why shame can actually be good for us. Now that we understand that there's this toxic side of shame, there's actually some benefits that it has, so we shouldn't just throw it away.
Call me.
So here's the positive side of shame. Shame can be good in the sense that it can act as a moral compass. When we do something wrong, the thing that lets us know that we've done something wrong is that feeling of shame. It's an indicator that allows us to course correct and refrain from that behavior, or apologize, or change our behavior. When we live shamelessly, we just behave however we want, even at the expense of ourselves or others, and we don't evolve. See, this is why some of y'all be cutting people off in traffic. You have no shame. Shame also plays a significant role socially. We are humans and we desire connection and relationship and community. And when we feel ashamed because we hurt someone, or we betrayed someone, or we disrespected someone, that shame drives us to repair any damage in those connections. The other thing is that without shame, accountability becomes harder to promote. And y'all know a lot of us are allergic to that accountability. Without shame, you can rationalize any behavior, and then people can say things like, I didn't do anything wrong, or whatever I did to that person, they deserved it. And shame is something that helps combat that defensiveness. Shame is also the thing that allows us to grow. When I do something wrong or incorrect, the shame that I feel from that action that I took allows me to reflect on those actions, which then ultimately incentivizes me to change. If I'm rude to you, and I can take a step back and really look at the situation and how I was speaking to you, that shame that I feel is going to be what allows me to say, I need to speak more kindly. I need to be more patient. I need to be more empathetic in my communication. So then that ultimately allows me to grow and become a much better communicator. Lastly, shame is a good indicator of what we actually value. If I go back to the example of me being rude to you, if I'm rude to you and I have no shame about it, this lets you know that part of my value system is that I accept rudeness. I think rudeness is completely fine and okay. So essentially, shame can expose the gap between what you believe and how you actually behave. Matter of fact, we use this indicator to decide who we want to build relationships with and who we might want to stay away from. And I have a real life example for you. I had a friend that I used to hang out with, and we would go out to eat. And the way this person would talk to the server was always uncomfortable. I always thought it was very rude, and a lot of the servers thought it was rude too. And so what that told me is that I no longer need to hang out with this individual when we go out to eat. It was an indication that they had no shame in the way that they spoke to people. That shame or lack of shame can tell us what someone's values are, what their standards are, and then we can choose to accept that or not. So shame isn't something that we should try to avoid. What I believe we should do is learn to understand when shame is lying to you, telling you that you aren't worthy, telling you that you aren't good enough. Then we need to understand and be humble enough to realize when shame is telling us the truth, that maybe there's some changes that we can make in our lives and in our behavior, that maybe we need to go through some growing pains. Not every uncomfortable feeling is bad, and sometimes it's the thing that we need in order to evolve in a positive direction. But I also think it's important to note that as good as shame can be, it should be temporary. So don't let shame convince you that you are damaged goods or that you are defined by your worst moments. But also don't be afraid to feel shame, so much so that you stop asking the question of, should I change or do I need to make some kind of alterations in my life? The best way that I know how to sum it up is use shame as a mirror, not a home. So now I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on shame, and what are some ways that you've dealt with that feeling in your life? Drop a comment below and I'll be right there with you to have the conversation. Until next time, it's your boy K Soul. Peace.